data collection, data processing, insight attraction. All these, when indulged into investigative reporting, audience analytics, fact checking, create a new space, which is data analytics in New Age journalism. Today in the studio, we have with us Mr. Utkarsh Arora, who will be giving us insights on AI powered data analytics in New Age journalism. Hello, sir. A very warm welcome to Bennett University,
Thank you so
especially
much.
to Times School of Media. So, without any further delay, I would like to head towards the topic of discussion, which is AI powered data analytics in New Age journalism. So, sir, how would you define the role of AI powered data analytics in modern journalism?
Right. I think there are two components to what you mentioned. One is you mentioned AI, which in itself is a very broad technology. The second component you've discussed is data analytics. Let's first briefly understand where exactly these two important themes meet before we look at the applications, right? Now, AI is as a technology has been around since 1950s, right? It's only from 1980, 90 onwards when you've seen mass adoption of computers, laptops, mobile sets that we have started witnessing the use of AI because AI is something that needs a lot of computational power. That's why there's greater prevalence today. Data analytics has been there since ages, since years. Computers have come late, but before that also statisticians, mathematicians used to conduct a lot of these calculations, equation creation by hand. It goes back to, you would have looked at a movie called Ramanujan.
Yes, sir.
At what point of time he came up with equations for which proof is still awaited, but those equations still work today. So when we have a fundamental stream like statistical analytics combined with a more powerful technology like AI, some meaningful things are possible which weren't possible earlier. In the context of media organizations, let's take five different themes. We all know that media business is an ad-driven business, so let's talk about ad as one theme, what all we can look at there. The second unit can be newsroom content creation. Third will be what supports ad is SEO traffic, search engine traffic.
Yes.
What can we do there? And then a latest business model is subscription, which is picking pace and likely to be the future of media sustenance going forward. So let's also look at what can we do in subscriptions for growth and retention. So let's focus first on uh, the advertising business, like you mentioned.
Yes.
So there are two very important use cases for AI. One, I think, is when brands are trying to sell their ad inventory in programmatic marketplaces, right? Like Google AdWords, etc., which are the giant ones. One is Facebook, one is Google. There's a lot of competitive bidding that happens. And if you want to maximize revenue, you have to ensure that you don't sell out at a lower price. But at the same time, you want to ensure that maximum amount of your inventory gets sold. This is called fill rate.
Yes, sir.
Percentage of your ad units that could have been served, what fraction of them actually end up getting served, right? So how do we play with pricing in a way so that the fill rate is maximized and the overall revenue, the product of fill rate and the flow price gets maximized. So this is one important problem for which you need to apply optimization techniques where AI steps in.
Yes, sir.
The second problem is in the ad space is helping advertisers find like-minded audiences. Let's say if I'm an automaker and I want to advertise on Times Now or on Bennett's properties, right? I will give you a specific persona. It's very likely you may not have a very large audience that has physically given you those kind of details to so that they can be identified as that persona. But there can be a large set of unrecognized anonymous users that you may have
Yes,
as
sir.
a media
Absolutely.
group, right? Um, which behave in a similar way, but they've not revealed themselves to be that persona. You don't know about them. So if you apply lookalike modeling over there, it's very likely you can discover to a relatively good accuracy, very similar audiences and expand the reach of the campaigns. And since you're able to fulfill your campaign and bring it out to a wider audience, it will make a lot more revenue for you. So look like modeling and floor price in bidding, optimizing the floor price in bidding. These are two important takeaways for advertising pillar. And happy to talk about other pillars if you may want.
For sure, sir. I would like to hear about other pillars as well. And I think our audience would also be very
Yeah.
immersed hearing.
Okay, so the second thing that we want to talk about is search engine optimization. As we all know, till date,
Yes, sir.
this has been the bread and butter for most media firms. In Latin America, social media tends to dominate in terms of bringing traffic to the site and apps. In India, search engines like Google,
Yes, sir.
especially Google, tends to dominate in terms of bringing traffic. And traffic is what helps media companies sell more expensive packages to advertisers, right? If you have more eyeballs, more ad units to be served. Plus, there's also a premium you can charge for being a leader in that space, right? Now, in order to increase search engine traffic, there are a couple of things that you could do with AI. One is observe the opportunities on which your competitors are doing well. Now, the problem with search engine is, let's first understand the dynamics of this space. It's a winner takes all dynamics applicable here. That means if you are the first to dominate a set of keywords, you will own majority of the traffic for those set of keywords, right? So speed matters.
Yes, sir.
So if at all if you're letting competitors rise above you in certain keywords that have, for which you've not created enough content to be floated on Google crawler, then you should do it as quickly as possible to prevent them from taking a lead. And this is, at this point of time, AI comes to your aid in quickly scrapping data from the right set of sources, combining it and presenting a view of where you're exactly lagging and which competitors are ahead of you. You can look at data from Google Trends. You can autonomously scrap data from the search results and see which competitor is going ahead, and then try to instantly create alternative competing articles using the AI by leveraging what your competitors are posting there, right? And enabling your retailers to post fast and respond. This is one, right? So beating your competition.
Yes, sir.
The second is there can be your SEO team will always be short on manpower, right? They will not be able to cover the entire gamut of keywords on which your brand could have ranked higher. Hence, there's always a missing opportunity on the long tail keywords. I'm sure the top keywords on which your brand could have held, your SEO team would have capitalized on it, or your competitors would have.
Yes, sir.
But it's a long tail which nobody's looking at and which is not humanly possible to address. So if you build a sophisticated process wherein data is at the center, AI is autonomously pulling that data and presenting insights. Hey, these are set of keywords are relevant to a certain section, and this is growing in terms of the potential eyeballs. And you put a dollar value to it and showcase it to your team on a real-time basis. It's a good chance teams can capitalize on a bunch of them.
So, but there is a possibility that, like, if we have AI-driven 1,000
Right.
keywords and human-driven 50 or 100 keywords,
Right.
but there is a possibility and a risk that these 50 and these 60 are not biased, and these 1,000 maybe these are biased. So, how would you define that? Or
could you please help me understand how
it's
does
like
biased
biased is
help?
AI, the content that we provide to AI,
Yeah.
maybe I am biased towards a certain section, and what content I am providing to AI is according to my opinion, what I form of that area. So maybe I am biased towards that particular area, and this is the content that I'm providing to AI. And AI, in return, is providing me the data regarding that biased opinion that I presented to the AI.
So what happens is the AI searches for what consumers are searching online and sees from Google who's ranking on top, right? If you're not ranking on top, it's an opportunity for us. And we have just a sense of how many users are interested in this kind of query. And that query is rarely about opinions. It is about the topic or the uh, category of that content.
Yes.
It's not really about the opinion. So if someone is, let's say, spreading hate speech about a politician, the keywords won't really be about the hate speech. It will be about the politician and the topic they talked about. Those will be the keywords that Google that the AI will throw to us. So that means if somebody is talking here, you can take another angle at it. You can craft the SEO content in a different way, but there's an opportunity to get those eyeballs because people are exhibiting interest in that conversation that's happening elsewhere.
So it means the potential risk that our people think that there are, but they're not.
Could you please come again on that?
The risk that I just talked about,
Mhm.
the biasness
Right.
and the unfair
No,
presentation.
it isn't. It ain't there. And plus, AI will never, in most media houses, AI will never be allowed to publish directly. It will always work under the supervision of a senior editor. So the chances of too many misinformation, right, fake news or opinionated articles is relatively less. And in fact, when that AI creates an article for you to compete or outbid others, it would have been trained on your tone, voice, and guidelines. So it's very, very likely if you have that fine-tuned model writing the article for you, it's very likely to adhere to guidelines. Plus, you have that editorial
So AI
oversight also.
performs as we train them.
Yes, it is possible. It is possible.
Yes.
Of course, for that, some extra pain has to be taken upfront to fine-tune the performance of that model so that it speaks to your standards. Yeah.
So before the introduction of data AI and data analytics, there were many traditional research methods.
Right.
So what do you think? AI is a threat to them or a complement? Matlab, contemporary to them? They're complementing each other. What do you think? What's your opinion?
I think it's really about a question of saying, do you want to ride a horse or donkey or you want to ride a Ferrari? Yes, horses are cool. In some terrains, you might want to use horses and donkeys when they're sharp curves. But in most cases, why would you not use a Ferrari if it's available at the same price? Would you?
No, sir. Absolutely no. I would
Okay.
choose a Ferrari.
Great. If you have a Ferrari, ride it.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your time. It was immense pleasure for us to have you here. And I hope we'll have these types of chit chats with sir again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Thanks for inviting
Thank
me
you,
to
sir.
your studio.